Okay, so now we're going to start with a new topic. So eh, Now we're not talking about central angles, but we're talking about inscribed angles. In an inscribed angle, the vertex of the angle is in the circumference. O sea, it is an angle whose vertex is in the circumference. This is very interesting because we have already done a problem about an inscribed angle that was like somewhere, no? O sea, here we have an inscribed angle. O sea, my angle is has a vertex and this is a circumference. And here I have a central angle. No, the vertex of the angle is in the center of the circle. And there was an interesting relationship between both angles, no? O sea, this measures 44 and this measures 88. Okay, that is the first fact that we are going to mention about inscribed angles. O sea, in inscribed angles, the arc will measure twice as much as the inscribed angle, or the inscribed angle measures half of the arc. O sea, we will do it, but for example here, o sea, if this measures 84, then this measures 42. If the inscribed angle measures 67, then the arc measures twice as much as 67. So this one measures 134. So that is one fact about inscribed angles. O sea, the inscribed angle and the arc, they are related as half of it, twice of it, no? And now the other one, o sea, if we know that fact, then this one is like kind of clear. Because look, here, if I have a diameter, that means that this arc measures 180. O sea, and if that measures 180, that means that this inscribed angle measures half of 180, o sea, 90. So whenever I have a diameter, the inscribed angle to a diameter is a right angle. Whenever I have a diameter, this angle is a right angle. Okay, so let us practice a little bit of these ideas, no? If this measures 70 and this measures 120, that means that I can calculate how much does this arc measure, no? Porque this arc measures 360 minus 120 minus 70. So that is 360 minus 190. I left my calculator somewhere else. No, 360 minus 290. O sea, this measures. No. 360 minus 190. O sea, that this measures 360 minus 190. 7. Am I right? 140. 360. Yeah, I am right. Woo! It's que this is not up to scale, of course. So if this measures 170, if this angle measures 170, then this measures half of 170, which is 85. Sorry, I don't have my calculator with myself. That is making me very slow. Okay, so, but I can do it. And so do you. So if this measures 110, and if this arc measures 75, that means that this measures twice as 75. So 75 times 2 is 150. O sea, I have 110, 150. And this last arc is going to be 360 minus 150 minus 110. And you can do it. I need to find x and y. So what is the measurement of x? The measurement of x, well, the arc, o sea, defined in angle x, is 40, no? So that means the measurement of x is 20. Okay, now look at this inscribed angle. So if this angle measures 50, that means that this full arc should measure 100. If the full arc measures 100 and this part measures 40, that means that this part should measure a 60, no? Why measure 60? Okay, now we're gonna start mixing some facts. This is a chord, no? And this chord is congruent to this chord. So one of the first things that we've said is that to congruent chords, we will have congruent arcs. So that means that this arc is congruent to this arc. No, I don't remember if it was fact number 3 or fact number 2. But to congruent chords, we have congruent arcs because this is the same as this. This is the same as this. Okay? So what can you tell me about x and y? X and y, okay, well, these two green chords measure the same, no? And how much do they measure? Well, I just need to do 360 minus 80. 360 minus 80 is 280. And 280, I need to divide it by 2. So this is 140 and this is 140. Do you agree with me? And now observe something. What's going on with angle y? Angle y is the angle that covers this arc of 140. So angle y is going to measure 70. And in the same sense, angle x is the angle that covers this arc. So angle x is also going to be 70. Both of them are going to be 70. Okay, now for this problem, it is a little bit hidden that this one is a diameter. If this one is a diameter, that means that this angle is 90, no? If I have a diameter, then the angle that's inscribed to a diameter, no, is 90, no? It's a right angle. Okay, I just love these problems because they are like little puzzles. Look, here I have a 70. So if you enjoy doing Sudokus, this is basically like a Sudoku in the shape of a circle. And better. So what is the measurement of this small angle? This small angle is 35. And now, because I have also inside of this right triangle, I have 90, 35. So x is just 180 minus 90 minus 35. 90 minus 35, that is 55. So this one measures 55. In this problem, I have a little bit of an equation, no? But look at this. This line is passing through the center. Because it is passing through the center, that line is a diameter. O sea, we know that this line is a diameter. If this line is a diameter, then I know that this angle is a right angle. So I know that 3x equals 90, o sea, x equals 30. And what type of triangle is this triangle? Well, this is a right triangle, and they are telling me that this one measures 34. It's given here. So this angle is just going to be 180 minus 30 minus 30. minus 90 minus 34. What is 180 minus 90? 90 minus 34, that is 56. Okay, so 2y equals 56. So y equals 28. Again, look at this line. This line passes through the center. That means that this is a diameter. If this is a diameter, this is a 90-degree angle. Okay, what else can we see? We can see, for example, I have a 50 here, no? I have a 50 here. What is the inscribed angle that covers that 50? O sea, x measures 25. If x measures 25 and this measures 90, then y is just like a complementary to 25. O sea, y measures 65. I am being told that this is a diameter. If this is a diameter, that means that arc AC is 180. O sea, angle B is 90. No, because angle B is inscribed to that arc. They are telling me that AB is a diameter. So angle C is 90. Okay, and they are giving me, o sea, this is another problem about right triangles. They are telling me that the radius is 12.5. So this measures 12.5. O sea, the whole hypotenuse AB is going to measure 25, no? 12.5 plus 12.5. And if they are also telling me that AC, here they are telling me that AC measures 7. So they are giving me a right triangle such that is the, you know, this is 27. This is 25. 7. Is this a right angle? And I want to find BC, so I need to do 25 squared equals 7 squared plus x squared. Kids, I need my calculator. $25 squared is 625 equals 49. 625 minus 49 is so I'm gonna put it here. Sorry, 576 equals x squared, and if you square root it, this is 24. O sea, BC is 24. Okay, now look at something. This is very interesting. If I have a quadrilateral inscribed in a circle, that means, o sea, a quadrilateral inscribed in a circle, o sea, a quadrilateral whose vertices lie inside of a circle. That means that, well, this angle, o sea, this arc, I'm gonna draw it and I can erase it later, no? O sea, X is covering this arc and Y is covering this arc. O sea, like both of them add up to 360. This arc plus this arc add up to 360. So this angle plus this angle, they are going to add up to 180. So that is the thing. In a quadrilateral, whose vertices lie on a circle, opposite angles are going to add up to 180. These two guys are going to add up to 180. Okay, for example, in here, if I see this, it's the opposite angles. They add up to 180. So what is the measurement of angle X? Angle X measure 70 because these two guys need to add up to 180. Okay, what can you tell me about Y and 85? They need to add up to 180. So Y is 95, no? Okay, this is the same, but a little bit more complicated. Actually, this is an exam level question, no? Because look, in here I have a system of equations. O sea, if I make these two guys equal, and if I make, I shouldn't make them equal. That is a mistake. If I make these two guys add up to 180, that was, sorry. And if I make these two guys, 12y plus 6 plus 7x plus 1, add up to 180, o sea, this turns into a system of equations. Okay, let us collect like terms, no? O sea, for example, in the green equation, I have 7x plus 14y, and I am just going to move this 9 to the other side by doing 189. And in the red one, I have 7x plus 12y, 7 and 180 minus 7, that is 173. So if I subtract the equations, I can do, the sum and difference is the method to cancel out this. I would have 2y equals to 16, o sea, y equals 8. If I plug back in the y equals 8 in, let's say, here, then I will have, I'm going to write here like 7x plus 14 times 8 equals 189. 14 times 8 is 112. So 7x plus 112 equals 189. 189 minus 112, that is 77. So x equals 77 over 7, o sea, 11. So you set opposite sides, add them, equals to 180. This is super easy. These two guys add up to 180. O sea, you have x plus 20 equal to 180. So 2x plus 20 equals to 180. 2x equal 160. X equals 80. If you know that x equals 80, then you know that this guy measures 160. If this one measures 160, the question mark measures 20. This one is quite interesting as it is, it requires to solve a quadratic. So again, this is a level of exam question. So these two guys add up to 180. Okay, let us solve that equation. So it is a quadratic. I need to set it up to 0, no? It is a quadratic. That means that I have this little 2. O sea, I cannot solve for x by doing like the usual things. I need to do a quadratic way, no? O sea, I can either factor, I can use the quadratic formula. I'm gonna factor because I feel that factoring in this case is gonna be easy. Remember that to factor, I need two numbers. two numbers that multiply to negative 180 and that add to 11. Which numbers do that? I have a feeling that it is 90 times 2 is 180. 45 times 4 is 180. 9 and 20, no? What about like 20 and negative 9? So that equation can be written as x plus 20, x minus 9. So I have two solutions, that x equals negative 20 or that x equals 9. I cannot use the solution because look, if I plug in x equals negative 20 in here, that means that that angle measures 11 times negative 20, that angle would measure negative 220. That angle is not negative. So I am not taking into consideration, this solution, no. So my solution is 9. And now if I want to find the question mark, I plug in the 9 in here. So this is 9 times 9 minus 2, 81 minus 2, 79. And this angle needs to be 101 because both of these guys need to add up to 180. Okay, we're almost done. Try to do these problems by yourselves. I think that it is very interesting to do these problems. Look, the secret for this one is that, well, y is very easy, 25, no? What is the measurement of x? If you notice, here you have half a circle. In green, I have 180. 150, so this guy measures 30. So this guy measures 15. Try to do it by yourselves, but if you're not being capable of doing it by yourselves, it is okay. I am here. So 80 and y, so this measures 100. And 70 and x, so this measures 110. What is the measurement of z? I think that is an interesting question. Well, you can see that, for example, 70 is opening up to this arc, no? So this arc that I am highlighting, this arc measures 140. So z is going to measure 360 minus 140 minus 120. C is measuring 100. I hope so. Okay, and the last one, try to do it by yourselves, but if you cannot do it, I am here. Okay, first of all, notice that you have a triangle. If you have a triangle, this angle, this angle needs to be 55. And if this angle is 55, Z is 110 because inscribed is half of the arc. And now if this measures 65, then this guy needs to measure 65 times 2. 65 times 2 is 130. And if this measures 60, then this guy needs to measure twice as 60, 120. Nice. Okay, I hope that you liked the video, that it was instructive. Keep watching.